hope you're having an awesome day. I'm going to do a little video today on something that is really near and dear to my heart, having oily skin. I really have more of a combination skin than anything. To give you a little bit of background, combination skin means that I am oily through here, through my T-zone, typical places that you get oily, and I do have enlarged pores most of the time, especially right now in this really, really hot weather. So I do the basic things to keep my oil at bay. First and foremost, I have to mention that I really do, have a pretty good skincare routine. That's probably one of the most important things that you need to do. In any regimen, you need to have a good skincare before you have anything, because if you go to buy a new foundation, one of the things that someone should ask you, and they probably do, is what's your skincare routine? And they're not asking that, well, maybe they are, but then they shouldn't be asking that just to sell you something, but they want to make sure that, the root of the problem is being taken care of, which mine is. I do go to a dermatologist, I see an esthetician, and all of my face wash, toner, whatever is all from my dermatologist. I always will be, I always have been, and I always will be on a quest to find the perfect foundation. What does that quest entail? That quest entails me looking for a foundation that does a few things. Lasts. It has to last. Meaning that, with oily skin, your skin and your oils just break down foundations. I like to go for things that are matte and long wearing. That's usually, when I show you the foundations that I gravitate towards and what I use, they all have that in common, that they all are long wearing and usually semi-matte, matte, demi-matte, some type of matte to them. Not saying that it's going to keep me matte, because literally nothing keeps me matte. I think that's another thing that I've realized as I've gotten older, that, I'm not going to stop oil production. It's not going to happen. It's genetic. It is what it is. I think if you can get past that and realize that it's something that you're going to have to take care of for the rest of your life, and how to basically just make sure that you can live with it, that's the most important thing. Get into, of course, my favorite foundations. I do have a ton of them, and I'm actually going to list right now the ones that haven't worked for me. And the list is huge. So I have tried a ton of foundations, ton. I've either bought them and returned them, bought them and kept them and swapped them, bought them, threw them away, or got samples. So I'm going to list those over here and tell you all the ones that I've tried. So I have tried a lot. Now, some of those I've tried a long time ago, so if I tried them now, it'd be different. As you get older, so your skin changes. So maybe that HD, the Makeup Forever one, the HD one, maybe now I would love that. But when I wore it a few years ago, I hated it. I've tried the Matte Velvet, hated it. So I'm going to tell you the ones that I really, really like, and the ones I do actually use. Today, just to let you know, I am wearing Revlon Color Stay. So that I'm going to kick it off with drugstore foundation, and I'm sure people talk about this, and I know they do all the time, is Revlon Color Stay, the one for combination oily skin. It definitely, a couple of years ago, they actually changed the formulation. I think it's a little bit thicker now than it used to be. It used to be like, this is kind of old, and I can actually hear it move. This one, I can't hear it all move within the tube. And if you look at it, it is actually, it's not going anywhere. So this one, this lighter one, if I did that, it would be all over my floor, quite literally. Great, great foundation, long wearing. I wear this all the time. I wear it today. I use a beauty blender to put it on. I think it gives it the nicest, most natural looking finish. Love it. I am wearing the color Warm Golden right now. Sometimes I mix these two together if I want to try to match my skin. I'm self-tanning. So another great foundation from the drugstore is this CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. I have the number 820. This is too light for me right now, so I'm not wearing it. This stuff is thick. When you put it on, it really does. It kind of does feel mask-like, which the Revlon Color Stay I don't think feels mask-like on my skin at all. This one is very thick. It's supposed to be a foundation, a primer, I think a concealer all in one, and it is very, very nice. This is in Creamy Natural. It says all day flawless coverage. Lasting power of primer, coverage of a concealer, and blendability of foundation in one. Shine free. I think it's a great foundation. If you're looking for a drugstore product and you can find coupons for CoverGirl all the time, I would definitely recommend this one. Staying on the drugstore kick, if you want something lighter and you do have oily skin, I think these BB creams are great. I have both colors, the light medium and the medium deep. I usually mix them together. I do usually use a brush to apply these and then go over just with my hands to blend it out if I need to, because it can get a little streaky. These are you probably can't hear what I'm doing, but these are extremely, extremely liquidy. When you open the tube, it almost like bursts out. These are great, great options if you're outside all day and you don't want something really heavy on your skin, and it has SPF of 20 in it. I think these are great. This is probably the best BB cream that I've used, and this is the only BB cream that I use. So I've never actually bought any high-end BB creams. Okay, let's talk about my winter foundation. This is actually the Immaculate, and I've done an entire video on this, the Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation Mattifying Oil-Free from Hourglass. So it's Hourglass Foundation. This is in the color Sand. So this is a little bit darker, probably matches me right now. And I also have, I think, the color Neutral. I don't remember off the top of my head for my paler skin. I really like this stuff. It is thick. It does dry very quickly, so you have to work with it very, very quickly. You can only do one half of your face at a time. You can't really dot it and then blend it out easily. You have to do one part of your face at a time. But I do really like this for my oily skin. I don't like it as much right now for some reason. I'm not really sure why. It's just not working for me here in the summer. But I really do like it, of course, in the winter. Lauder Double Wear. This is a little too light for me right now. I think this would be perfect in the fall, but I have been mixing it with other foundations. It does work well. It's a beautiful, beautiful finish. I do have to mention that. It's more of like a demi-matte finish. It's not extremely, extremely matte, so it doesn't make you almost look like dead. You know, I'm sure you know. If you're a girl that has oily skin, you know what I'm talking about. So I really do like this. This is in the color Tawny, number 37. I really like it. I don't love it, but I like it, and I thought I should mention it because I think it's a great foundation for someone with oily skin. So yeah, it's a good one. And my holy grail product that I'm almost out of right now, and actually doesn't match me right now, so it doesn't matter, is actually MAC Pro Longwear. This is an NC25 right now, and sorry, it's disgusting. A couple things I love about this. I love the container. I love the fact that it's a pump. I don't know why companies don't do that with all their foundations. It blows my mind. Like that Estee Lauder Double Wear, there's no pump. You actually just like pour it out. I don't understand that, but this is my absolute favorite. This is my hands down go-to. This is, I think, retails for like $29 at MAC. You can get it at mac.com. You can go up to any counter, any freestanding store, and get color matched right there by one of the people. I do love this stuff. I think that I'm not wearing it as much right now because it, of course, doesn't match my skin as well, and because I don't have much left and I'm on a no-buy, so I don't want to use it all. So, but I love this stuff for my oily skin. If I have a special event to go to, I'm taking this out. If I have a full day ahead of me where I need to make sure by 5 o'clock I still look okay, I'm taking this out. Along with, of course, my oily foundation are some tips that I've picked up from, of course, other beauty gurus, other vloggers. Ones I actually learned was from Goss makeup artists, and it was the most simple thing ever. Tissues. And I don't want to basically rip exactly what he did, but he basically, Wayne Goss gave me this tip. Literally, you take a tissue, any cheapy tissue, it doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be the one with all the moisturizing stuff on it. You rip it in half, and you literally, after you do your foundation, you literally go in and pat it down. It's a good thing, nothing's coming off. But this, it helps to actually get some of the excess oil from your foundation off of your foundation, and then do the rest of your makeup. This really, really works, guys. This works for me. He has a couple other tips that I've tried, putting loose powder on underneath my foundation. I don't like that. It does not work for me, but I really do like the padding. I think it does help. Powder to wear and to use is actually by Dermablend. I've definitely talked about this before. This is a setting powder in Cool Beige. What it's supposed to do is make your makeup smudge resistant. So I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If you would go up against someone with your face, or maybe go take your shirt off, sometimes your makeup comes off. This is supposed to stop that from happening. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put this all over your face. and let it sit there for like 2 minutes before you finish the rest of your face. And that's what I do. I put it on, kind of let it sit there, and maybe do my hair or maybe finish my eyebrows or something while I'm getting ready in the morning to go to work. And then I brush it off, and this stuff has really helped my oily skin. Really, really love it. Like I said, I've been saying, I'm never gonna stop my oil from happening. It happens usually by, I do my makeup at 6 o'clock in the morning. By about 10 or 11, I'm noticing shine. No matter what makeup I buy, it's gonna happen. It's my, it's my pores, it's my glands working. It is what it is. I have gotten over it. It's okay. So what I do to combat it is, of course, I use blotting paper. Now, a lot of people are against this because, you're kind of like pushing oil back into your pores. It is what it is. I have to do it. If I don't, I will look like my makeup would just be off my face. So I use these all the time. I go through these things like crazy, but they really do help to prolong my makeup, make my blush stay where it's supposed to be, make my, my concealer stay where it's supposed to be, which is very, very important. And last but not least, and I've talked about this before, I did an entire video on it, is my Mally Beauty Defender. This stuff is amazing. I usually do a touch-up about midday with this, and it really does help prolong your makeup if you have oily skin. It blends and diffuses all of your pores. If I have some fine lines up here, it definitely helps to diffuse them. Great products to be using if you have oily skin, or if you're trying to combat oily skin, or you're oily right now in the summer in the humidity, because it is humid here in Pennsylvania, guys. Okay? Guys, I know none of this was really earth-shattering stuff, but I wanted to tell you what I was using to combat my oily skin and what I do to try to make it as matte and shine-free as possible. I'm gonna give you one other little tip. When you're at home and you're just sitting around, take your makeup off. Let your skin breathe. As soon as I get home from work, if I go to the gym, my makeup, my face makeup at least, is coming off, and I use the just cleansing wipes to get off my face makeup. It's really important to let your skin and your pores breathe. So I know that sounds simple, but it's something that I live by. Questions or want me to try a foundation after my no-buy, I will certainly try to do that. The no-buy is going pretty well. I can't believe it's almost the middle of July already. By the time this goes up, I would imagine it'll be almost the middle of July. So no-buy is going well. If you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you enjoyed my top picks for my oily skin foundation, drugstore and high-end. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please subscribe. I am doing a giveaway right now, so make sure you check that out. It'll be below. It is for the Lorac Pro Palette 2. Okay, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please be safe, please be healthy, and I will talk with you really soon.